ES E-mini futures, 2000 tick chart, and we're using price action rules and market geometry to determine where to enter for high probability setups. So starting with the overnight session, we have this nice downtrend working lower. After we broke out of this channel, we were expecting it to create new extreme or new low, which it did right here. And after new lows created, we expect market reversal or correction. And as you can see, we formed this small correction after this small spike above EMA. After we broke out of this small trading range, we know that most breakouts of trading ranges fail about 90% of the time. So when you see this and then a strong spike above EMA like that, originally I was looking for a wider uptrend, but you can see that it doesn't really look like anything fits. Like you'd have to start it from here, but then if you copy that and put it at the top, it just doesn't really work. You can see it just looks like two legs somewhat to the upside. So no real wider uptrend here. We just have this failed breakout, strong spike above EMA, and then we broke out of that channel and created new extreme. Now after we created new extreme for this, we went into this sideways consolidation. And when you're in a small consolidation like this, you really got to just follow your short-term trend lines. Every bar on the chart has a channel, and you want to draw those channels because in trading ranges you want to buy low, sell high, right? So if you're going to sell at the top, you want to make sure that all the bull pressure has played out. So you want a short-term down uptrend, break, push to new extreme, and a nice short setup at the top to ride to the bottom, you know? Same with the upside, right? You want to find a short-term downtrend working lower, break, push to new extreme, all bear pressure has played out. You want to find a nice bull structure, bull setup, nice bull signal bar off of your key entry point, enter on that trade and ride it to the top. But as you can see, we broke out of the bottom here, failed breakout, pulled back into the trading range. Looked like we were going to stay above EMA, but you can see this nice bear bar pushing straight through, and now we're continuing lower. I'm starting with this little short-term downtrend, but we may widen if it continues lower after creating new extreme for it. This is kind of a waiting area, no trade zone, just sitting on my hands, waiting for market structure to establish itself. I got to trade the market I get, not the market I want. So we'll see what happens. Alright guys, I'm looking at some kind of spike in channel, something like this. You can see after we created new low, we pushed above EMA for a second, but we came back below, and then you can see EMA rejected once here and then twice here. So we have to account for those bounces off of the EMA. So I'm going to be watching this spike in channel. This is a nice second entry short here. I think it's a little bit too early just because we're just now establishing this little spike in channel, but if you already have this drawn and you're okay with taking a short right after we closed above EMA with a strong bull bar, you can consider, but I skipped this trade personally. Ended up working, so if you took it, I can see a case for it, but me personally, I'm sitting on my hands. Hopefully we can get some kind of second entry short at the EMA, or if it goes above EMA, I would need a lower high confirming whatever setup we have. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have overshoot here, but I'm thinking we might have some kind of wider channel, something like this. This is definitely not confirmed though. I wouldn't consider this a bounce off of the top of this trend line. I want to see a nice push phase here and then a correction phase back, and I want to see it respect off of this key entry point. And if we get a setup here, then I'll consider going short. You can see the main reason I'm looking for some kind of wider downtrend is after we had this spike down, break, push to new extreme, we kind of rejected off of the EMA here, and you can see we continued to push lower. So after new lows created and you continue to go lower, you need to start looking for some kind of wider channel. So as you can see, if we were to draw back this channel, so when overshoot happens, you expect it to immediately pull back because it's oversold. That's the whole point of overshoot. So if it's oversold, it should immediately pull back up because a lot of the buyers step in. But if you have overshoot and then you continue to make lower lows, that's when you start to look for a wider channel that doesn't have overshoot, because overshoot leads to reversal 99% of the time. So if you see it continue to work lower, there has to be some kind of lower channel. All right, we had a second entry short right here, but you can see the signal bar is terrible. It is two legs pull back to EMA, and a nice short setup and a downtrend. You can see perfect measured move to the tick. Market likes to move in pairs of twos. We have this little short-term uptrend, break, push to new extreme, all bull pressure played out. But as our rules say, we have to use the signal bar to confirm whatever setup we're looking for. And as you can see, this signal bar is terrible. Long wick at the bottom. You can see prices pushed all the way back down here, and on close they reversed it back up. It did end up working. I was hoping for some kind of lower high here confirming this setup, but nothing formed. We might end up widening this trend. But not quite yet. I'm gonna hold it like it was. Treat this like break, push to new extreme. But if we continue lower, I'm gonna widen the trend. We'll see what happens. I don't really like how this channel looks. You can see there's a lot of empty room here at the bottom. So I'm gonna look for maybe we can draw this one again. Oh yeah, you can see there's multiple confirmations, multiple bounces off of this trend line here. So let's copy it, put it at the bottom. It looks like there's multiple confirmations here at the bottom as well. So I think this downtrend is established now. We can have a lot of confidence in this. So if we get a pullback, we can definitely trust a short setup. Let's see if we can get something. All right, we had this small break of this channel. I'm going to treat it as an actual break that we need a new low for. I'm hoping for a nice second entry short here. You can see it'll be somewhat of a measured move. It shouldn't pull all the way back up here, but if it does, that'll be too far above EMA, and I can't consider a short. But like if this bar closes nice and bearish, you can see a nice rejection off of the EMA. I can consider a second entry short here. Hopefully this closes well. Okay, we had this second entry short right here. Downtrend needs new low. I put my limit order at 8 ticks after it triggered below, but as you can see, where I was trying to get filled right here at this black line, it had already moved 8 ticks, so I canceled my order. It would have ended up filling me. It's a decent enough trade. I'm glad I was only risking 8 ticks because I took my order off and it would have ended up stopping me out, so glad I skipped that trade. I also don't like how it closed above EMA like that and then reversed down. You can see we're making consecutive higher lows. If you risk this trade and it ended up failing, that's fine. I mean, it's honestly a really good looking trade. So it's just one of those trades that ended up failing. I'm definitely glad I canceled my order though. It would have stopped me out at 8 ticks. It looks like we're pushing it back above EMA here. So I'm expecting some kind of pushback below EMA because this downtrend still needs new low. It attempted right here after it broke out for the first time, and then it broke out again. Looked like we were in kind of a small consolidation. You can see flat EMA, but now that we've pushed it back above here, you know, all bull pressure is played out. This uptrend got new highs, so I'm expecting some kind of failed second entry long below EMA to test new low. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take my break here. I'm getting pretty tired, and I don't want to end up taking any trades that I shouldn't be in. So I'm going to take about an hour, come back, see where the market is. I'm hoping we get a push below here and push to new extreme. If we don't, we'll have to adapt to new market structure, maybe some kind of uptrend or consolidation, but it's too early to tell, so we'll have to see what happens. All right, guys, came back from my break, and we have this nice uptrend working higher. You can see multiple confirmations, but we just recently broke out of this channel, so I'm looking for some kind of failed second entry short or failed second entry short and then a higher low confirming it above EMA to test new extreme. Hopefully that happens. We'll see. All right, guys, looks like there was overshoot of this channel that led to reversal, so I'm thinking of some kind of downtrend like this. But as you can see, the one I just drew already has breakout and push to new extreme. So I'm expecting some kind of correction or market reversal. Really just kind of sitting on my hands. It's been pretty unclear most of the day. You can see this downtrend never got new low. This one never got new high. So when it starts to do this kind of stuff, the setups are naturally less of a probability to succeed in your favor, you know? So kind of just sitting on my hands, being patient, not really looking to take any trades today and unless something really nice sets up and it gives me an opportunity to enter. Definitely want to take something to test new extreme though. But so far nothing really has formed. It's been pretty slow today, but hopefully we get something soon. Alright guys, I was looking for a second entry long to test new extreme here. And one did form, but you can see we have the short-term downtrend still in play, as well as it pushing super far below EMA and then reversing up. I just don't like it when there's a strong bear bar right before the second entry long. I wanted to see a rejection off of EMA, not it push through EMA and then pull back above. But if we can get a higher low here confirming this second entry long, I think it would be a good trade to test this new extreme. Alright guys, I tried to get filled on this failed second entry short right here. Really good trade. The only thing I can really see wrong with it is how far away the body is from the EMA. You definitely want to see it a little bit closer, but considering we need new high for that, and even potentially for this one, I think it's a pretty good trade. I was going for 8 ticks risk, and you can see it didn't come back and fill me, but if you get filled on this trade, it's a really, really good trade to get filled on. Unfortunately, I didn't get it though. Hopefully we get some kind of second entry long at EMA before we create new extreme here. We're close, but we still have a chance for one more pullback. Let's see what happens. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the trading day here. Starting with the overnight session, you can see we had this nice downtrend working lower, break, push to new extreme, and then after new extreme we expect correction or reversal, and it looks like it just corrected for a second. And then we had a failed breakout of the small trading range, strong spike above EMA. You can see how far away we are from it. After we broke out of that channel, we created new extreme. There could even be like some kind of wider uptrend like this with a better pullback to the area of the EMA. You can see it didn't get all the way back, but sometimes that's all it needs. After we created new extreme, we corrected sideways just as we would expect after new extreme. In this opportunities here, I was looking to buy low, sell high. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything too good off of the top or bottom or even off of the EMA. So I was just sitting on my hands mostly here. And then we had a failed breakout of this trading range that led to a failed breakout that led it to it pushing to the top. This is resistance level up here. Then we broke back below EMA with a strong spike, ended up breaking out of the bottom of the trading range again. But this downtrend needs new low. It had break, pushed to new extreme, and then after it continued to push lower, after new extreme was already created, you have to start looking for a secondary channel. I drew this one. There might be another channel that was in play at this time, mainly just because it had break and then it didn't push to new extreme. As you can see, we just pushed back above EMA. So I'm thinking there's some kind of secondary channel that I can't see on my chart. Some charts are different, but you'll see this every once in a while. After break, it won't push to new extreme, but after a while, certain retracement, you can see, if I draw from there to there, you can see this is the midline, so this is the 50% retracement right here, and after it retraces about 50%, I like to consider that it's not going to make a new extreme, which it didn't here. So you can see how far we push. We're staying above EMA, so you have to just adapt to new market structure, draw a wider uptrend that looks like it had overshoot here because it pushed below EMA and didn't create new extreme. Well, I guess it did over here, but you can see how far we pushed below EMA. Same with that 50% retracement. Let's see, right there. You can see we retraced 50%, but we bounced off that 50% retracement and then pushed back above EMA. Once you see this strong spike above EMA, you can almost guarantee we're going to test new extreme. And I was looking for something. Unfortunately, I didn't get filled on this trade. You can see the runner. I would have put my stop for my runner behind every pullback. And I mean, it would have been probably up here, something like that. Almost 62 ticks as a runner. So you could have caught a massive runner here if you would have gotten filled on that trade. The ATR is really low. It slowed down around this area. until we had this setup actually, and then it started to pick up and get some volume and stuff. So unfortunately didn't get filled on that one. I think I tried to get filled on a couple of trades today, but the ATR was a little bit bigger. I think it was like 2.5, maybe 3 points. So a little bit bigger than my 8-tick risk. So a lot of these trades I was trying to enter with my limit order, and it just wouldn't come back and fill me. So unfortunately, that's just how it goes sometimes in trading. You just got to be patient. Tomorrow's another day. You don't have to take a trade every single day. Tomorrow's another opportunity. So here's the market structure for the day. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be uploading every weekday. I'm going to be recording every single one of my trading sessions and explaining how I look for setups and the things I do throughout the day. So thank you guys for watching, and good luck with your trading.